Drake got this lyric on Views, on the Views album, on the Views song. No, it's on the Western Road Flows. He says, "Don't get all hyped for the moment and then backpedal," right? And I've always heard it, but for some reason it really stuck out to me recently because I had got injured the other day, right? And I have a goal I'm working on, right? And the injury happened on the precipice of a level of the goal. And it's because I started backpedaling, right? Like, for example, like I know I gotta stretch like 2 times a day because I'm on the road a lot. I be sitting a lot. My day job, I sit a lot. In the car, I sit a lot. So I know I gotta stretch a lot, right? And I was shaking and moving. Things were working out. Everything was aligned for me. I'm doing a bunch of shows. All these bookings are happening. So I didn't stretch for about 3 days. And then I moved the wrong way. Had a great workout and moved the wrong way. A few days later and whole back just went dee dee. And I was done for, I don't know. I was done for like 3 days. I had to recover for probably like 10 to 14. And then I lost a lot of my progress I was making. And it's one of those things where I don't know if it's a self-destruction thing or a self-sabotage thing. I think self-sabotage is more subconscious actions that... I think self-sabotage is something that you know that you're doing to give yourself an excuse to not be better. And self-destruction is more like, oops, like self-sabotage is like this. Oops, I had a glass of wine, can't go to the gym now. Self-sabotage. Self-destruction is more like, I should do this thing, I should stretch. Oops, I didn't, I hurt myself, And I think it's important to know that line just tells me don't get all hyped for the moment and then backpedal. It's one of those things where when momentum is high, when momentum gets really, really high, it's almost as though you have to be even more careful. Like there's fragility at the finish line. There was recently a clip with 2 marathon runners, and then one guy slowed down. Then the other guy passed him. This just happened like a couple days ago, but it happens all the time. And it's almost as though the finish line and your ending require even more care, right? It's that Kobe quote. They say, "Why aren't you happy?" He's like, "Job not finished yet," They've got this idea of, there's this concept of sterile cockpit. Pause. With pilots, they don't do small talk when the plane is under 10,000 feet because most of aircraft accidents happen during landing and during takeoff. So when the plane's below 10,000 feet, when they're taking off or when they're landing, they don't do small talk. They just handle their business because it's like the beginning and the end almost require, I guess, the most care, if you will. So after getting injured and then after being injured while being on the precipice of leveling up, I think it's important to keep in mind for this year, if you're still working on improving yourself in 2026, that don't get all hyped for the moment and then backpedal. And I say this sterile cockpit for you as an idea for your year or for whatever you're working on. If we're still in the beginning of the year, let's say, right? We're in March, right? And we still got like April. That's still like the first third. And then we got the middle part. And then we got the second third, which is like September, October, November, December. It's almost like those are the most sterile parts, right? The sterile cockpit, if you will, of like, you need the most care in the beginning and almost the most care at the end. And in the middle, it's almost like you can have some fun, you can coast a little bit. But in the beginning, when we're trying to get this escape velocity, if you will, escape velocity is the amount of, forgive me, physicists out there, when a rocket takes off, there's the challenge the rocket faces against gravity to break through like the atmosphere to go into space. And the escape velocity is whatever. But escape velocity is all, you have to fight through all the gravity and fight through all the atmosphere just to get to space. It's like the hardest part. That's why rockets use like 90% of their fuel just taking off. And the 10% of the fuel, they just use that shit to coast. The hardest part's the beginning is what I'm saying in so many words. So I think ideally, what I'm telling you is, for this to be March, and that's just to be in the beginning of the year, in the beginning of whatever journey you're on, if you feel like you're close enough to take your foot off the gas a little bit, you're not. You're not. You can take a break. You can have a burger, have a glass of wine if you want to, but you're not. You're not close enough to take a weekend off. You know what I mean? You're not close enough to take a week off. You're not close enough to have like a cheat week. You're not close enough to blow $1,000. You're just not there yet. You're just not. And you're like, well, Ryan, you haven't uploaded a video in a month. Motherfucker, I know. That's what I'm telling you. Don't get all hyped for the moment and then backpedal. So, escape velocity, look it up. Don't get all hyped for the moment and backpedal, look it up. And sterile cockpit, look it up. Job not finished yet? Y'all seen all that.